Hello, hello. We are here with Anno Domini, your favorite Friday night Dungeons and Dragons show. And yeah, we're gonna do some fighting. There's probably gonna be some attacking of Vinebeasts.
Wait,
Probably
any of
just
us
one.
have fire?
Honestly.
probably a cat.
Yeah.
We're gonna attack a cat? That seems.
Wait, why are we attacking a cat?
I don't know. Ask Connor.
There's gonna be a cat.
There is going to be a cat. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you'll never even find that cat again. Maybe he'll just disappear forever, Connor. Maybe that will happen. Who knows?
I'm sure.
Yeah, David's like, I know you too well, Caleb. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so we are gonna jump right into it. Immediate res. And let me just take y'all over here. I don't know why we're dropping frames like crazy right now.
That's a great
That
question.
shouldn't happen. I don't know what's going on. But I think we just pick up right where we left off. So we get the previously on Anno Domini, yeah. And we see like a brief recap of what happened last. So we see you guys totally getting pwn-sauced by guards, random lackeys.
Yep.
Erastus dying, getting resurrected by a magical cat. You guys going to this village to track down everybody, realizing the village is filled with forest things and an actual forest, and like there's a pixie. It was a whole thing, or a sprite or whatever. And we see the last horrible scene of Leesig climbing into this destroyed carriage, seeing the body of Bartholomew Babington, and then Bartholomew coming back to life, ? And spewing up some flowers and plant matter, and then we fade out dramatically. Get the Anno Domini opening credits in process of being made. And by that I mean I haven't touched it yet, because I'm writing Elysian Road Tracks. But we get that whole opening sequence, and then we see Leesig's face of horror as the guy before her continues vomiting up plant matter, and then slowly, like, through the pores of his body, vines and other, like, plant material just starts, like, encasing him. And suddenly, yeah, it's just a vine dude in front of you that looks like this.
Oh, I was wondering why that was up on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that before.
so that's the thing now.
It reminds me of the swamp bender.
Oh yeah. You definitely there's a bit of that going on here.
Cool.
But also imagine some extraneous like flowers and other plant material on him as well.
There's just like a little flower on his forehead.
Yeah, a little flower on his forehead or whatever. Yeah. He like spits out a daisy and turns to face you. Would everyone like to click on their tokens and roll initiative, because that is what is gonna happen here.
When you described the undead guy having plants on him, I definitely thought he was going to turn into a shade, like they did in Court of Swords at the beginning.
Oh no,
I was
not
like,
that.
well, we're dead. Good game.
Nope.
Where's initiative? How do I always lose this?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We died. And I didn't get a point. So
I should probably roll for this guy, shouldn't I?
Yeah, why don't you get the point thingy?
Well, I didn't get it the first time because I rolled manually. I don't know why I didn't get it this time, because I did it right this time. Unless I got a 0.0. I don't know.
That's a great roll. I like that roll. Keep rolling like that, would you?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Hey, good job. You beat him by 0.01.
Atta girl.
That's what matters. All that matters is that you have to go before him.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So the vine is the very last person to go.
It makes sense. He's
he's
got some
like
problems,
he's like being encased in vines and stuff
through
right
some
now.
stuff.
So that's a work in progress.
Oh.
So Donan, looks like it's you first. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
You hear Leesig scream, and just like from the window of the carriage, you see this vine beast suddenly appearing.
I think he's gonna holler in the general direction of everybody to let them know that there are vines and it's probably trouble.
Mhm.
And he's probably going to put it almost exactly just like that.
Of course, yeah.
What can I do that's useful?
David, you have to type in 3 point your dexterity.
What?
So on your character sheet, go to initiative and like edit it and put in your dexterity as the decimal.
Oh yeah, it must just be the character sheet, like the when I
Yeah,
made
the
the character
character
sheet
sheet
for
would
you,
not
it must
let
have messed up.
that.
But
It's not letting me edit my initiative score.
Oh really?
No, not letting me.
interesting.
Caleb, can you do it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Unless-
Very OCPD right now that his doesn't have a decimal.
Well, what is your dexterity? I'll just manually it on you.
Ah, there's the
3.
measurement. Okay.
What did you say?
I was
you have
just trying to
60.
figure out how to measure.
Oh, sorry, I was talking to David. Yeah, you have
60.
6. Oh, so you actually go first.
I mean,
Doesn't matter for now, but like
yeah. So say he technically already did.
for next turn we'll remember that.
Yeah, so Donan is going to
Caleb, put it in his character sheet
Yeah.
as the initiative instead of a roll. Okay.
Donan is going to cast. Was it worth it? Hang on, is this?
This thing probably has resistance to slashing and piercing and stuff.
Okay.
So
Oh, it is
fire's
concentration.
probably
Sweet.
going to be the best thing to do.
Possibly, yeah. So with a concentration spell, does that take up a whole? How does the concentration mechanic
It's
work?
the same as a normal spell, except that you can't cast another concentration spell while maintaining one. So
Yeah.
you can only have one.
Okay.
At a time. And then if someone hits you, you take damage. You have to make a DC something or other con check or drop the spell.
Yeah,
I don't
DC
think-
10 or half the damage, whichever is
Ah.
higher.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is how it works.
Yeah. So he's going to go ahead and cast Shield of Faith
Okay,
Ooh.
onto Lissig.
sure. Okay, so what does this look like? Yeah.
He pulls a small scrap of parchment out of the satchel at his hip.
Hmm.
It's a satchel, not a man purse. Yeah,
Sure.
kind of throws it into the air toward Lissig, and
Uh-huh.
it kind of flips around in the wind, but it definitely is moving in a sort of impossible manner, and
Oh, sure. Yeah.
little sparks of electricity could kind of pop out of it, and then it bursts into flame and kind of turns into a field of light enveloping
Sure.
Lissig.
Yeah. Totally
Kinda
cool. Awesome.
You get a +2 to your armor class there
Cool.
until I take it down.
Awesome.
I'd rather people not get hit if we can help it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lisa,
Yep,
you feel
us
the
too.
power of the storm protecting you. Anything else you'd like to do, Donan?
And then just because I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Is it bonus action?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, hang on. So this is one action, and it takes a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith.
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah. Sure. It's the other way around. I get it. I
was gonna
I
say,
figured
I
one
didn't
of those
think
was a bonus
there's-
action, but
Yeah.
okay, cool. So I'm gonna make a dex save for him. He fails.
Nice, finally.
So yeah, Donan, you've called on the fire from heaven, and this time they don't have horses to dodge out of the way. So you just engulf this thing in
Horse is OP.
in radiant energy. Yeah, apparently. I think that's gonna be the thing. Is it was the
Yep.
horse's fault? So we'll just say
Yep.
that.
Sure.
And, yeah. So he
Sure.
takes the
Horses and not nerves. We'll go with that one.
Yeah. Cool stuff. All right, Ulrich.
Wait, what's
Or yeah, do you want to just do you then, Erastus? That makes sense, obviously, because then you would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Does the cart start on fire?
No, it's radiant damage, so it doesn't actually set anything on fire. It's like heavenly fire.
It's heavenly fire. It's just basically a sunburn.
Yes.
The holy sunburn.
Feel its wrath.
Feel the wrath of the holy sunburn.
Feel your skin peeling off.
So I
UV
guess
rays
that's
are
gonna-
going to kill you.
Hey, hi. There's just one, right?
I jog over here. Yeah, the other guys are dead, I guess.
Lit.
Yeah, so there's like dead guards strewn across this little courtyard here.
Okay.
So as far as we know, there's one.
Yeah.
Hey, flanking bonus. Yeah.
So I think I don't. Is that a thing in this one?
Yeah, and anyone in chat right now can definitely tell whether or not there is anything more, but will not say anything.
So what you're saying is that I shouldn't actually be trying to moderate your chat?
Oh no,
Right
it's.
now? Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
You
fine.
have
Just
to
don't
watch
look at.
it.
Don't look
Go
at
look at the picture, the
stream.
giant picture. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Um,
Ghost Pickles in chat said, "Fool, I have SPF 50."
I mean, those horses did from last session.
Apparently, yeah, they had been heavily applied with sunscreen. That's what it was. Oh boy.
yeah, this guy's wearing kind of sunscreen that makes the sunburn worse. And it's
Wait,
just
hold up a
scam.
second.
Yeah.
Just attack the living plant with sunlight?
mean, it's-
Yes.
Radiant damage.
Yeah, I mean
It's a little bit
technically.
more like a.
So it's like holy energy. That's
So-
really what it is. So.
Just started a food fight with a plant.
Anyways,
I mean, if we've learned anything from Ruby, it's that food fights can be terribly destructive.
It's true. It's true. It's fair.
oh gosh,
It's very fair.
that scene blew my mind. I was like, he just they hit a person across the room with a stick of bread. I don't
See,
go with that.
that scene was one of those moments where it's like, you realize Ruby is as much a slice of life show as it is an action show.
Pretty much. Yeah, so I jog over and I'm like, "Are you?" Oh my! And I'm gonna try and stab the plant guy in
Sure.
the face.
All right, do it.
Let's see if my first roll is not a 1 this time. How do I play games? Okay, here we go. Hey!
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
No, I got snake guys. Look at that.
No, David.
I hit the wrong button. How?
Hmm?
Oh boy.
Not surprised at all.
Oh boy. So
So I
Oh,
guess
yeah, you
I mean,
missed.
is there a door in the way between me and him? I feel like. Well, he's also a plant. I don't know. It probably just doesn't hurt him any.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably like one of those where like you're kind of like surprised and you just like rapier like stab
Right.
at it and it just like catches it in its hand and just
Oh.
like just kind of covers it in vines and just like
Right.
holds it.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, Rasmus, you're just staring at this like fine person now.
Yep.
Ulrich, it's you.
Okay, has it attacked us yet?
Nope,
Do I know that it's going to attack us?
not necessarily.
Why are we stabbing it? I feel like Ulrich is like,
'Cause
guys,
Caleb said
what are
roll
you
initiative."
doing? Stop it. Well, yeah, obviously the GM wants us to fight, but the
No,
problem
I'm
is,
just-
I don't think my character would. I feel like my character would be like, guys, what are you doing?
It's a plant creature. And it threw up at Leasig.
So
That's
It's
true.
true.
It did throw up at her.
Oh, gross. Let's.
I
Kill
vomit
it.
in
No,
your
just
general
kidding.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that's an attack in Darkest Dungeon. I mean, obviously it's evil.
yeah, obviously, if you take 20 stress damage.
There's an attack, there's a creature in Warframe that uses that attack too. And at super high levels, that's one of the scarier ones.
Okay, so Caleb.
Mhm.
Can I make a persuasion check to like stop fighting us?
You would like to persuade
Yes.
vines.
So I feel like
to
Wait, okay,
stop.
is it sentient vines? Like, is
Let me
is it
let me
capable
double
of
check.
thought?
why don't you just hold an
can-
action
Hell?
to attack it if it attacks
You
somebody
can
else?
attempt to talk to it. What do you say?
It works.
Could I roll Arcana to like know?
Yeah, you want to know whether or not this thing can talk?
Yeah. I do that.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a difficult role because you've probably never seen one of these before, but
Dude, I have a book about.
Also-
it's fair. No, yeah, it's fair.
If the answer is that it can't talk, are you just gonna murder it for not being able to speak? Like, I
Yes,
feel- okay.
probably. I mean, it's gonna...
No, it's a
just kidding.
different kind of.
No, obviously it's gonna attack us. I mean,
Because it
not by character
Right,
logic.
that
but
makes sense.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
then I'm just gonna
It's
prepare
dumb,
an
so
action
obviously it's
once
good.
it attacks us. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
That's D&D logic. That's not what my character is thinking right now,
Yeah,
but that's
that's
what
fair.
the action he's
It's
gonna
one
prepare.
way to play this game.
Yeah. Okay, so 14.
I mean, there's also the fact that we rolled initiative, but
I mean, I had you guys roll initiative because we needed to decide in what order these things were happening in.
yeah, because
So-
combat.
Yeah. So, Arcana 14. Okay, so you don't know.
I'm just like, crap, what the heck is this thing?
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything though. He's just like, hey. So back before he like approaches the thing, he's like, hey, why are we attacking this?
Yeah.
And then he comes up and he like prepares an action
Mhm,
to like defend what if it attacks.
Okay.
But have we done any damage to it yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Carly hit.
No.
Josh
no,
did.
don't end it.
Josh hit. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just like, what are we doing? And then it's just like,
Oh, what's going on? Do you attack it then, or no?
I think he's
I'm
ready.
gonna ready an action. So if it attacks,
If
I
it attacks, you're gonna attack it. Okay. Yep.
Yes.
That makes sense.
gonna
Lisig
This is gonna be
Lamatier.
this is gonna be a just war,
Sure.
a just defensive war.
Right. Of course. Wait until you see the light
Yeah.
of their eyes, and then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like stumble back a little bit and ready an action to
Understandable.
attack if it attacks.
If it attacks.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Or if it attacks anyone.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
not just me, but
Mhm. Okay. Cool. So it is its turn. And it is going to attack Erastus. So you guys called it. Yeah.
Shocker. Ready for this crit. Here we
Yeah.
go. Although,
Miss.
it missed. Now
Yep.
you get to attack it right on. And Lisa both get to attack. Right?
Yes.
So what does this bite look like? Is it like
yeah, so what it is Erastus
intense?
it's holding your rapier, right? And then
Yeah.
suddenly its mouth elongates like an anglerfish, and it has
gross.
like weird like
Ooh.
like bony like protrusions like teeth, and yeah, it just starts like reaching for you, and you just like dodge out of the way.
Yeah. So he just steps aside. He's like, oh my, how unsightly.
How exciting. Yeah, so that happens, and then your guys' actions trigger. So feel free to do your attacks, guys.
Do it.
Ulrich, good, you go first, obviously, because you triggered first. But
Huh?
Ulrich,
Murder his face.
he attacked Erastus, so I assume your
Oh,
triggered action
I understand.
triggers. Nope.
Dang it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're a little like disturbed
had
by this.
Advantage. That'd have been intense.
It's true.
He's just like,
Ah!
ah!
Yeah, what is this? And then Lisa, yeah, you can make an attack on it too.
Okay. Can I use Thorn Whip for this? How does that work?
Is it an action?
I believe so.
Stop hitting
I
yourself.
mean-
Stop hitting yourself.
I mean, it's just in my attacks and spellcasting.
Yeah, let me just check. It depends. I assume that it's an action. I just want to double check though.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
there
because you can ready
spells
anything
that
that's an action or a bonus
damage
action.
as-
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
So you can do that.
So, yeah. As a druid, Lisik hates anything that makes the dead be not dead, because dead is supposed to stay dead.
Right.
So she's gonna fight thorns with thorns.
Yeah, this is some weird plant zombie thing. You're like, not about this.
Yeah, this is a horror from the Plants vs Zombie game where
Yes.
they just collided and became one.
Yeah, go ahead and click on that
Yeah, I
attack.
did.
Oh, you did. Okay,
Nice.
cool. Yep, that is a hit. So
Cool.
click on that damage.
What does that look like? I mean, other than a thorn.
Yeah, that's true. What is it?
Oh, God.
Oh, well, that didn't work so well.
Oh no!
Oh, what?
It says in the description you create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out at your command towards a creature in range. But yeah, like what does this look like specifically when Lisik does it?
I mean,
I mean, she. Oh, okay, no, I'll let you in.
Okay.
it's like,
Thanks, Connor.
It's like literally like out of her arm like comes like
Cool.
this
Mm.
long thorny vine,
Yeah.
So it just turns into a spiky tentacle.
basically.
Oh, is it literally
Not
just your
creepy at
arm
all.
turns into like a thorn whip?
No,
Oh,
No,
okay.
I think
I was gonna
it's
say
just
that's
It's like
just
Spider-Man.
like it kind of like curls around her arm and she like latches
Okay.
onto it. She
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it just like
That's
envelops your arm, and then you just like.
Much
Yeah.
less disgusting.
Yeah, no, I was thinking if Carly's arm would turn into a thorn whip, my character would probably been like, ah, her too. Stop!
Right. Yeah, that's true.
He'd probably be like, ah.
I mean, I'm
Chop it
still like,
up!
like extruding like plants from my arm, so like.
Right.
Sure.
Well, yeah, but you're not like. No. So, that's okay.
Yeah. See, weapon of this thing, it doesn't seem to do a whole lot, but I mean, you do a damage. You 1 damage. Erastus Camber, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the vines come for you?
Okay, good.
So I've dodged its weird mouth growth, and now I'm going
Yes.
to try and pull my rapier out and stab it in its
Mhm.
weird mouth.
Sure.
There you
All
go.
right, you ready for my snake
Stab it
eye?
so good.
Here we do it. Oh yeah.
Well,
I did
mean,
roll another
you
one.
did roll
I just
another
pointed
crit
that out,
fail, but
but
luckily
doesn't
that's not
matter.
the one
Yeah.
you take. Yep. So that's a hit for sure.
Yeah, buddy.
It's not the
Lit.
class. Cool. Yeah, you totally stabbed this dude real well. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you like stab it like where in its eye hole, and it just like shrieks in pain. Yep. It's not about this. Donan.
Alright, so where is its attention at right now?
It attacked me last, so probably me. And I also did 10 damage, so it probably is looking at me.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like yeah,
um,
its attention's on Erastus.
It's ugly mouth growth.
Yep. Weird angler plant
see.
zombie.
That's nasty.
And
Oh, you
honestly,
know what?
I think it totally looks like an anglerfish because it has the flower on its head. So it's like this weird, like drooping down, and then yeah, its mouth is elongated. It's creepy as heck.
Let me just. I mean, I think Donan's just gonna throw another sacred flame at it.
Probably good plan.
Yeah. So you're just like, nope, nope, nope. Sacred flame. All right, let me roll that dex save.
So for
Oh
narrative-
wow.
my
Okay.
word.
Yeah, so it's started to kind of gain its momentum here, and so it was like kind of forming itself before, but now it's pretty quick, and it just like
Does it just like
dives all
the
way.
vines just like open and this file? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, that's for sure what happens. Yeah, it's just like nope, you missed me. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I blew a hole in it. Oh wait.
Yep. It just reforms. Yeah.
Lovely.
Cool.
21.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Oh,
Once I've casted a concentration spell, can I retarget it or no?
I
Does
think
that
you'd
count as
have to
another cast?
recast it. Yeah.
Okay. Since I've already cast it, I cannot do so. I will probably just pass then.
Keep making noises. I don't know.
Did you get 2 actions or
You get an action and a bonus action and a move.
action, a bonus action, and a move? Okay.
So
Oh, you know what? I think Donan's actually going to move up to it.
Close ranks.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just as a point of reference, just because I
Oh.
know we're all pretty unfamiliar with 5th edition still, except for maybe David, and me, but you know the rest of you. If you're on either side of a thing, you can flank it and get advantage. So if you're
Well,
like
that is-
surrounding it.
Okay. Gotcha. I didn't know if they changed that from 0.5. 'Cause I
So-
don't think they ever use it. It's Courts of
Yeah, I
Words.
mean 3.5. I think that happens, but it's like a +2 or something like that.
Yeah,
but-
I just didn't know if they still had that mechanic.
so for clarification, it's not on either side. It's on all sides. So
No,
you
it's
don't-
it's
opposite
opposite sides. So there has to
Oh,
be
so-
one on. So if someone was here, you'd get advantage. If
Yes,
someone
for
was
instance, you
here,
and I are not
you'd also
flanking.
get advantage.
Yeah, but if Lisi were to walk closer, she'd be flanking.
And base move speed is 25. So how does it count movement? Is the diagonal 5
Diagonal
and then
is still 5. Yeah,
10 beyond that? Or is it always 5?
always 5 in 5th.
Hey. Okay.
You know, because screw actual physics and the way
Well, I mean, screw
planes work.
needlessly uncomplicated math. I think was the idea.
It's true.
Or not
It's
that
true.
it's hard, but like why?
I prefer hex maps.
I mean, yes, I
So-
honestly do too. I think hex maps are awesome.
They
I
look
could
messy.
move around like this for 20.
You can be surrounded on 6 sides
And we throw the
or
Yeah.
8 sides or something like
flanking in there. Why
Yeah,
not?
buddy.
Yeah,
And then
do it.
he's next. So that's actually a good idea.
that. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But-
so you guys are just like as you're like shooting down the sacred flame, you're just like pacing around, getting a good
You're like,
flank. on that.
Erastus, duck!
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, Ulrich Swain.
Ulrich, swing! That's not the last time that joke will be made.
Oh,
Holy
nice.
crap.
Nice, and that's
Almost
an
got a
advantage.
crit
So you got a
twice.
crit.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Nice.
That was
Oh.
the whole point.
Yeah, so it starts focusing on Donan as he
hold on,
realizes
hold
that
on.
he's
So-
being surrounded.
So that's as if I have inspiration? Is
Yes.
that what that is?
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, inspiration gives you advantage.
Yeah. Advantage is when you
Oh.
have take the best of 2 rolls. Inspiration gives you advantage. Flanking gives you advantage. Other things can give
Okay.
you advantage.
Oh,
So
hence
how do I roll the
that's
crit?
why it rolls twice.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So how do I roll the crit damage?
You just it will automatically roll a crit damage. If you had not gotten that crit, you would just take the first damage result that it gives you, and not the second. So go ahead and click it.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't know what you just said.
So,
I'm taking the bottom one.
If this was, you already have like 2, right? From the fighting style. But if this had not been a crit, you would have just done 10 damage instead of 12. But since you did the crit, we add that 8 plus 2 on the bottom there. The plus 2 is another D8 that was rolled. It doesn't add your strength modifier again, but it does do the dice again. So
He also gets his dueling damage, right?
yes,
dueling
not again,
damage
no.
plus strength though, right?
he just gets it once.
So that's 10 plus 2 plus
So you did
3.
12 damage.
Well, The
Wait, but hold up. That
the
doesn't
8
add my-
the 8 is calculating your strength already.
Yes.
Oh, so I rolled pretty lame.
Yeah, you rolled a 5 and 5 plus 3, the 2 for your dueling, and then
Technically, you
you rolled a 2.
That's kind of lame, guys.
I mean, you still did 12 damage at level 1, so it's
Yeah,
nothing to
that's
be shy about.
Level
But I
1.
crit. I crit. This is how we died.
It's not
last
that
time.
bad. It's not that bad of damage. It was a pretty good damage.
I mean, I almost
Uh,
did all of my own health damage.
Yeah. So Ulrich, what does this look like when you like do some major damage to it?
Well, I have a sword, so I feel like I chop off an arm.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
And I feel like he's just like with his arm, and I'm just like, ah!
Yeah. It just seemed to hurt it though. Like
he's honestly at this point, I feel like he's less disgusted and more like, whoa.
that's true. Yeah,
Cool.
that's really cool.
Because, yeah, I forgot about my character. Yeah. At
Sorry.
first at first he's like, it's like vomiting vines and attacking us, and then he's like, wow, that's actually really neat.
Yeah. Neato, it can regrow its arm.
Yeah, he doesn't really say anything. He's just like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Cool. Listig les matières.
I'm gonna Thorn Whip again.
Do it.
Hopefully do better this time.
Yep.
Nice.
That's a hit.
Nice.
I mean, it's only a d6 of damage. There you go. It's only a d6 of damage, so you can't expect to get all the time. Cool. Yeah. So you just
Okay, alright.
keep whipping this thing.
Yeah. So I have to put a little bit of a funny narration in here. I feel like when she did the first damage before, it
Mhm.
was kind of like she hit it and then the guy just kind of like absorbed the thorn vine.
Right.
Right? And that was like, Lisa, stop giving it more.
Right.
And then,
Then she pulls it
Right.
like rips stuff off with it.
right, yeah. And then
Yeah.
he's
Yeah. That's
and
super
like
cool.
and like pulls the vine
Like,
teeth out with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she like grabs it on the other hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be lit?
All
All right.
You
All
keep
right.
using that word. I do not think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah, well, you were lighting it on fire earlier, so the thing is pretty lit right now.
It's true.
No. It's radiant damage, not fire damage.
Storm spirits give me patience with this.
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. Oh, this is going well. This is going well so far.
I hesitate. I am uncomfortable with this change of pace. Let's go back to
You're
just
welcome.
hacking and slashing at it as fast as we can roll, shall we?
All right.
So, yeah, the Vinebeast, it honestly, I'm
Did you
trying to
do that?
decide.
Ghost Pickles said. He said, "I feel bad for the Vine Man. It's like somebody hitting you with a human. Somebody just makes an arm."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Yup.
Sorry.
Oh
Go ahead.
boy.
Let it. I'm
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a wisdom save for it. I'm just curious if it would be wise and try to escape here.
Away, yeah.
I
Or
mean,
if it's gonna
That might
attack
actually
to death.
mechanically be a horrible idea because we would all get
Yeah.
attack of opportunity.
I mean, you
We're
can
all like,
disengage it.
oh no!
That's true. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
So I want to make a. So it fails. Yeah. So it just keeps attacking you guys. It's gonna try to
It's hard
bite. It's gonna try to bite. No, it's probably gonna try to bite Ulrich because
Wow,
Ulrich
really?
did the most damage to it. I think.
Yeah.
This is what not being attacked feels like.
Oh,
Wow.
here we go.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Okay, so it did
Never
10
mind,
damage to you.
not
Make a DC 13 strength saving throw, Connor.
Go and make us.
Just click on where your saves are. Let me see.
Where am I saved?
I don't look at the player character sheet very often, so it's
I have death save.
to right above your skills.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so click strength. You're trained in strength saving throw, so this should be good for you. There you go. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So it tries to
Nice.
knock you prone, right? So it's like it's like biting into your armor and just like I mean it hurts a lot, right? Like tears some chunks out of your armor and stuff. But it tries to like push you down, but like you just stand your ground and like shield like up in front sort of a thing. But yeah, it does do 10 damage to you, so that's a thing.
Ouch.
Yep. Erastus, it's you.
Just a
Oh,
flesh
shit.
wound.
Just a fish one. No,
Your
it's not
whole
arm.
arm's off. Your whole arm is off.
I cut it so hard.
That's a hit.
I'm fine.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
You kill it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So
Um,
Erastus, how you kill this thing?
So yeah, I think it just latches on to Ulrich,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, so like we see does it still have a weird long face, or did it fix its face?
It does still have a weird long face.
Okay, so then yeah, it's just gnawing on your armor and your shield, and then my sword comes up from over top of it and just goes down through its head.
Yeah.
Just not through his arm as well.
Well, at such an angle that it goes more downward than that
Yeah.
way. Hopefully.
Right. So you just like take it like this and just like stab down.
Yeah. And then I think I just
like if he has a long alligator-like face or something.
yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
And then I just let it kind of slump down, and then I go up to him and I'm like, "Are you all right? You seem to be bleeding." I'm gonna wait. Actually, no. I should probably hold on to my health points, healing things.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So it dies. And I mean, Erastus, you feel right, like when you stab into this thing.
Caleb,
What?
I forgot about my sentinel feat.
What does that do again?
Lets you attack people that come into your range, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, and
Oh.
the target doesn't have this feat, so you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
How
I
can
remember
you
that.
use that?
It's okay. I mean, you killed it anyway.
Yeah,
Cool
but I got
stuff.
bitten in half.
Yeah, it's true. So, Erastus, yeah, when you stab this thing, like it's very like solid. Where a lot of the attacks you've been doing it's like as if you're literally stabbing like vines. But when you stab it this time, it's like, okay, I definitely just stabbed through a human brain. That's what it felt
Right.
like, right? And so it just slumps, and the vines just like fall off of it, and suddenly there's a very dead and naked nobleman underneath, just like pale and clammy, and just like stabbed through the head, and he just crumbles to the ground,
Does he still
surrounded
have
by
my
vines.
arrow wounds in him too?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's
great.
just this weird, like, I think there's maybe like a flower poking out of one of the wounds.
That's great.
But yeah,
Oh, man.
he's very dead.
Cool.
So what do you do?
Well, that was unpleasant. Anyways, I do believe you came here for something.
I'd like to investigate him a little closer.
Okay, sure, yeah. Make an investigation check, because that's what that skill's for.
Oh. As in, like, sit down and ponder the nature of being attacked by vines and how
Okay.
that might be related to the cult of Oberon? And like,
Sure.
is this like Oberon's power? Is this just some freak thing that happens when he's around? Is this something he explicitly
Yeah,
did?
make a religion check, sounds like.
Hey, that one I actually have.
Yeah. It's hard to say. Oberon, so, I mean, Oberon is the king of the Fey court. That doesn't necessarily mean king of, like, plants. Fey are connected to plants in the forest and stuff, but, like, there's a couple of steps between him and just, like, a vine monster that maybe it's not directly him. I mean, I think you're positive it has something to do with the weird, like, new forest growth that suddenly happened in this village, and all of the villagers have just disappeared somehow, and like these are all connected, but whether or not it's like Oberon specifically, or like maybe Oberon is working with some other thing, it's hard to say. Yeah, you can't think of anything off the top of your head. I mean, Oberon is kind of a obscure figure in like religious lore anyway, so
Sure.
Can I see if his guards are like dead, or if they're just
yeah, if you just like check them, they're very dead.
okay?
It's like, okay, so it's do you want to make a investigation check, or ask us actually, to just see if, or actually medicine. That's probably what this
Yeah,
would be.
probably medicine.
Would be a medicine check.
Yeah, buddy, I got that 4.
Yeah, it's honestly really unclear what they died from. It's hard to tell.
I'm like, oh look, he's breathing, and then I step on his neck and he dies.
No.
No, sorry, good.
No, they're obviously dead. Like, you can tell that
Right.
much. But like what they died from, it's really hard to say.
Okay.
Is anyone actually like trained in medicine?
So that's what was going to be my next question is, as a cleric, I can't remember exactly if I checked everything correctly. Do I get a medicine as a, it's like I get religion and insight. Do I get additional skill?
What was your background?
Acolytes?
Acolyte? I feel like medicine might be in there.
I feel like background acolyte was insight and religion.
Insight, yeah. Acolyte gave you insight and religion. Let's see what cleric gives you. I think cleric gives you like a choice of several things, right?
Yeah, cleric gave me a choice of several things, and for whatever reason, I never ended up writing any of those down.
That's okay. So you would automatically get religion and insight. Is that are those the only skills that you have checked on your sheet right now?
Correct.
Okay, so then you can
Okay,
choose
should have
between. You can choose 2 of these 3. Then Donan.
Mhm.
History, medicine, and persuasion. Which one do you not want?
Persuasion.
Okay, so you have history and medicine then as well. So go ahead and check this.
Cool.
There's no reason to be persuasive when you can just blight somebody with holy fire and lightning.
It's true. It's fair. Erastus is here for the persuasion part,
Yeah.
and Ulrich, so
That's
they can both talk pretty well.
I'll let you do the thinking for me. I'll just be here to pick you up when they turn you into a puddle.
Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah. So
Lisa
Donan, would you like
wants
to make a
to-
medicine check to like?
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Donan
sorry.
will show you what it's. Donan will show you how to tell some.
What were you
how
saying, Lisa?
somebody
Real
died.
quick?
I was just gonna say Lisa makes an investigation check to see if there's anything that she wants still in the carriage.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and both make those rolls, and we can see how it turns out. Yeah, same with you, Donan. I mean, you're trained in medicine, and it's really hard to tell what these guys died from. It's almost as if, like, they shouldn't have died from anything. It's hard to say. They shouldn't be dead, but they are. But,
By all rights, they're medically fine.
Yeah.
They just died from a broken heart,
losing their leader. Yeah.
lost their will to live.
Yep. Lisig, you search the rest of this carriage, and I mean, you remember what was there, right? Like with the chest. You don't find the chest. It's not in the carriage anymore. And honestly, you don't find anything else. It's just the guy's body. That's it. It's like the carriage has been picked clean of anything. Like even the, like, you realizing this now, the upholstery has been like taken out
Gosh.
and like
Okay, someone else.
Stolen.
Here.
I mean, yeah, like, the carriage is like ruined and like there's guards strewn around everywhere. So obviously something
Yeah.
happened. Yeah. So what do y'all do?
Do we see any? I mean, like, I'm not gonna roll this because I'm garbage at investigating. I'm sure, yeah. But do we see any like? Does anybody want to look for tracks or signs of what happened here, or where they might have gone with all this? I mean, I assume if you're looting an entire, including the upholstery, an entire carriage, you're probably gonna leave behind some indications that you moved all that stuff, like.
Yeah.
Or cart marks. So do we see any that kind of stuff?
Lisig, I think with your investigation check there, so you're like looking into the carriage, and then you're just like, well, okay, where did all this go? And then you just see, there's some, I mean, not super obvious, but like you're like, oh, okay, those look like drag marks leading into this big town hall.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yes, you're like, someone might have tracked a chest in there, or maybe some upholstery.
You hear Lisig mutter, kind of to herself, like she doesn't mean for anyone else to hear, but she just kind of says, "Dead things should stay dead," while she's looking at the like dead plant thing. And I don't know how everyone else takes that because Erastus definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably just like, what was that? Like, I didn't hear you, but I was, and then I'm sure you don't repeat it, but.
Yeah, no, she doesn't.
Interesting.
He just kind of shrugged. And
Okay, cool. So yeah, what do you do?
yeah, I probably take a look in the cartoon. I'm like, well, somebody really wanted what was in here, and then I assume I'm not smart enough to find the tracks because I have -1 intelligence. So, I'll wait for somebody else to tell me that we should.
This
I
is
mean, he's got arrow wounds in him.
Oh no, I just meant like the stuff got put in the.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know if anyone else notices that.
I didn't check his body, so.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have any.
Yeah, I honestly don't think anyone would care about about his body specifically.
Yeah.
So
And I mean,
like,
Ulrich already
Yeah.
knew that you shot him, right? Didn't you see
Yeah.
it?
No,
I don't
he didn't
really
know it was
care.
me. He knew
Well, I
it was
mean, who else?
someone.
Ulrich, I
no,
think Ulrich of all people could have put
yeah.
it together. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
yeah, he
Yeah.
thinks it's you. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
So he hasn't shared
I mean,
it with everyone.
Yeah. I don't
No.
think so.
I mean, I don't really know why he'd. I mean, we were about to rob him.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but
But
we
I
were
literally
about to-
told you that I was
kill
just
him.
kind of strolling along in the forest and they stole from me.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
What? When did this happen?
Oh no, I remember that. Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
she did. And also, we probably weren't gonna murder him, but
Oh,
this that, but
well, yeah. Ulrich probably looks at the body and is like,
Right.
arrow wound. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that you lied to us about it.
Yeah, I'm remembering that now too. I
mean,
didn't
yeah.
recall it at first.
Okay, all right. So, Ulrich is gonna just ask you in front of everybody, just, hey, you killed this guy, didn't you?
I'm sorry. Were you here? I killed him. Remember? You were right there. He was eating you.
Okay.
No, like he was dead because Lisig killed him, and then he became alive because of the vines. Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
Wasn't he like screaming and freaking out when they left? I don't think that's how there is. No. I was dead. Never mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
I rolled deception.
No, Ulrich says, no, the first time he died. That's what he says.
Yeah, he just cocks an eyebrow at you like, what?
Hey, don't talk. No, he's like, yeah, he's like, hey, don't question it. Your life might be taken from you if you question it.
What's that supposed to mean?
You already revived. You already resurrected once, just like he did. Except yours was a lot more pleasant.
Yeah. So what is Lisa saying that she's rolling in deception for?
She's basically just trying to say, like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Ulrich looks over at Erastus. Wait, do we have to roll that? Yeah. Insight, is that what it is?
16. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll insight, everybody. But
Yeah.
it seems
Okay,
like you'll probably
so-
succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, did you want to roll as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
So you're all like, yeah, she's
Okay,
lying.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like,
I
"Well,
look at
believed you
Erastus.
until just then.
Wait, what
I
did you
look
say,
at her-
Erastus?
I believed you until just then.
So I look at Erastus. I look over at darn it, what's your name? Donan?
Donan.
Donan. He looks over at Donan. Looks back at Lisik. Yeah, you have to do a little bit better than that.
Perhaps now would be a good time to revisit the topic as to why you were on that road in the first place.
They
Would have been evasive.
robbed you? They were trying to rob you and you shot their leader 2 times?
I mean, they were very clearly involved with us. Oh yeah, I don't remember I died. Never mind. I forgot that I'd forgotten the part that I was awake for as well.
Yeah.
Hey,
he just says... Sorry, you go.
Caleb, to
Mhm.
figure out if I want Donan to make a leap of understanding to kind of figure out the situation, would that be a perception check?
it'd
What are
be
you trying to
insight.
figure out? Just like everything
He's
that
just trying to
happened?
figure out that she was actually trying to steal from them as well.
I mean,
like-
honestly, I think with a 15 insight, you could probably figure that out, right?
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of what that was. So
Hey, I got a 14.
I think you all kind of come to the conclusion based on if you can, put
Because
together
I think
what you know.
everybody's trying to dance around this, and I just want to make sure that a 15 insight is enough for
I think
Donan to
so.
find it, because
Yeah.
if Donan finds it, he's going to go straight there. He doesn't dissemble.
Yeah, I mean, she was about to, like, tell you the truth anyway, but...
Oh, go ahead. Let's have it.
You were trying to steal from him, weren't you?
I wasn't trying. I did. Back.
Oh,
Huh. You're a
so
cocky little kid, huh?
seeing as we helped you, then we get a cut, right?
She just kind of stares at him for a second, like, you're joking, right?
Yeah, so does Erastus. Is like, I think we did the majority of the work. I think maybe we might get a cut, if anything. Also, if he was trying to rob us,
And
I think
then
maybe a different kind of cut. Just kidding.
No, she's just like, you didn't even get to the carriage.
It's true.
And can I...
We're in the carriage right now, aren't we?
We did get to the carriage.
No. We all like run and touch the carriage. We gotta...
No, actually, I think Donan literally does that. Adam just stumbles forward,
Yes.
grabs the wheel of the carriage. And is like, I got to the carriage. I don't know what you're talking about, lass. I got to the carriage.
Ulrich totally wouldn't
What-
do that, so I'm so glad you did.
What roll would I make to see if by now I figured out that these are the people that have been like acting like Robin Hood?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you figured it out. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So she
It's
just
not
kind of
hard.
looks around at them and is like she kind of starts to chuckle as she like realizes this.
Right.
And she's like, wait, so you guys are the okay. So she's like putting
You're
it
supposed to
together.
actually be good at this. Like,
yeah, she's like, you guys are notoriously bad at like hiding yourselves, and you're like scrutinizing me for not actually getting away with the loot.
Ulrich looks to Erastus, looks at Donan, looks back to Leasig, shrugs.
She's like, at least I know how to hide myself.
Our track record is that we've been successful previously, right?
yes. But you haven't hid yourselves, right? Like,
Yeah.
everyone knows that you stole
So,
this
yeah.
stuff.
Erastus just shrugs and he's like, well, at least we don't typically lose 4 feet from our target. But I believe Erastus or Ulrich found you in a tree.
Yeah,
Not
she
far
was a lot
from the-
taller back then, if I do recall.
What?
Anyways, this is sort of a relevant conversation. Perhaps we should do something about the situation that we're in.
Yep. Well, I say we rob from Leasig.
I mean, I literally like don't have anything left.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
That. I need to stop playing a different character.
not playing yourself, got it.
Hey, I would never rob a little halfling girl.
No, but you would make the joke.
I would.
That's true.
Yeah, what of that?
Yeah, I think it says after all of this conversation is solely irrelevant slightly irrelevant if we can't find the goods in the first place, and they don't appear to be in whatever is left of this carriage.
I mean, yeah, that's the point, Leasig, that you're like, I mean, you know where the stuff probably is. You saw the tracks.
Oh, wait, don't I have like a piece of paper that says who they were going to sell it to?
Yeah, you have the envelope, yeah. Or Erastus does
Right.
right now.
Correct.
But you read it.
So we all know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, well, we could just go chase after that guy.
Wait, but I mean, he obviously didn't do this.
Oh, yeah. Fair point.
And if Oberon, who presumably has the same issue with everyone else leaving as he has with us, then I imagine it hasn't gone far.
So Lisa, you're just not gonna mention where it actually is?
Yeah, does somebody else want to make an investigation?
No, I think she kind of like crosses her arms, and kind of walks in that direction.
So you just like walk into the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like Ulrich, Erastus, and Donan were all just talking.
No, I think Donan is just sort of sitting there, you know, poking at whatever vines are on the ground. Like,
Oh yeah.
Also,
you guys are talking about complicated things again. How to understand what people are thinking and stuff. I think Donan's a little bit on the side of like, not really interested. So I think he sees Lisa walking off and he follows her, I think.
Yeah. Also, we
Mhm.
just established she was trying to rob from us, and that we can't particularly trust her. But I feel like we probably would have just randomly walked away.
Yeah, I mean, so Lisa walks over here, right? And I mean, the door's closed, so you could. Do you try to like open the door?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
We all
just it
We all just
swings
form a
open.
line.
Right, so it's just like Donan's just like follows, and then Erastus just follows, and then Ulrich just follows.
Yeah, this is I like this because it's like she's more experienced with like stealing things stealthily, and so she's like she actually notices like where the stuff is gone.
Right.
And so she like initiates the like.
I love this arc because we're gonna get an arc here where Lisa teaches you guys how to be stealthy and how
Oh my
like
gosh.
thieving actually works.
And we're
All of us
just gonna
have heavy
shrug and be like, nah, we're all
I,
good.
I don't think you understand the nature of Donan.
Yeah,
Stealth is
yeah.
not in my
No,
nature.
here's the thing. Now we have our thief.
Right, exactly.
That's probably what we're thinking.
my
about.
We have a burglar and a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
It's
I
not
mean,
Hobbit.
we're the people. Yeah, no, we're the people that distract them, right? And like beat up the guards, and she's the one that steals.
Yeah.
And then we're like, all right, we're falling back. We're not matched. We don't want to fight you guys.
Why would we fall back when we could just make sure they're all out of the radius and then I could blast them down with lightning?
Yeah, that's option number 2.
So Lisa, you walk into this manor basically. So this is like a noble manor, right? Like the guy who was kind of in charge of the village probably lived here. And so you walk in. I mean, it's abandoned like any other building in this village, and eerily quiet. But you see that, I mean, so you walk into like a foyer, and there's like various like mementos hanging on the wall. There's like a large entrance chamber here, and then it leads into like a dining area, and you see a like feast, like laid out here on the table.
Is it lit in here? Not the way that Connor would say.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I think so. I think there's like a lantern or two. I mean, no, I think the windows are open. That's what it is. Like,
Right.
So there's sunlight.
I just didn't know if there were enough windows for the whole place to be lit,
Yep.
or if it's just okay.
Oh, this whole place is definitely lit.
Get out of here. I attack. All right.
Lisa, you want to make a perception check for me?
Fight me at 3 health, boy.
All right.
Yeah, Lisa, you notice that there are some. I mean, okay. I mean, there's a couple of sprites on the table, like picking
fun.
through the feast.
You have soda?
See, no. So you see them. Yeah, you see these like the same little people. So you recognize one of them, right? The one you talked to earlier, and then you recognize one as like obviously more feminine. And yeah, they're like eating. So like they have like their little like swords, and they're like cutting into this chicken, like cutting out little slabs of chicken.
What?
Yeah, they're just like standing on the table eating. And I think
CR sprites.
I think
How small are they? Are they as small as the other guy?
What? They're a quarter
yes,
CR.
one of them is the other guy, and then
Oh.
a more feminine sprite as well.
Oh. I see. We should probably leave them alone.
Well, so I mean, I think they notice you, right? Like one looks up and says, and now I gotta find the.
Oh
stupid
no!
thing
Oh
again.
no!
Their swords do 1d1 slashing damage. Holy crap, that's amazing.
Do they roll?
beautiful.
Do they have to roll it?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, they have to roll the 1d1.
Yeah. I wonder what it's gonna be.
Testing.
So, this guy looks up at you. Did we ever give him a name? I don't think we gave him a name.
No.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. I think I asked actually, but I don't think I got an answer.
I don't think you did, yeah. So he looks up at you and says,
Oh, hey, it's you guys again.
Lisa
Our
rolls her
just
eyes.
like, wow.
Are we all still standing outside?
I mean, I assume you guys kind of like came, and so they're actually like more like here, like at the end of the room. So I assume you guys kind of like went into the entrance chamber because this is another room basically. Yeah, I mean, so he looks up and says, "It's you guys again."
Hi. What are you guys doing?
Eating?
I was gonna say, that's a little obvious, don't you think?
Ulrich shrugs. So I'd like
Is
to
it
ask
good?
you, how did this happen?
Very good.
Can I have some too?
No. This is our food. Get your own.
No laws of hospitality among the Fae, it seems.
He
Hey,
sticks his
stop
tongue
talking
out
to
at
that
you.
resurrected guy.
And Dornan sticks his lower lip out at him.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are we doing here, Lacey? But you should probably stay close. This doesn't seem like a very safe...
So also Lisig, with that perception, I think you also noticed that in one of the side rooms, like to the left of this like dining hall, there's like what's probably like a study. And there's definitely like a chest and some upholstery and weapons. You realize all the guards didn't have any of their weapons. They're just like stacked in here.
Wait, can we
Okay.
make perception checks as well to see that stuff?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yay. Boop. 15.
Yeah.
Where is that room? 'Cause
So like
gonna-
here.
So, okay. Yeah, so I think I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, I look over and I see the room. I'm like, I see. That's what we're doing here. Seems we found what we were looking for. I'm gonna head over there
What were you looking for?
to the bathroom.
Make a deception check.
I mean,
Yeah, so you're obviously lying. Yeah. So I mean, so what happens, right? Is the woman like pulls her bow out and points it at you and says,
Okay, so maybe I should move it.
I don't think so. That's our stuff. You can't have it.
I'm not in the room yet.
yeah, if you would have stepped in there, that would have been a whole thing.
I wasn't aware that they made full-sized humans scale swords for sprites.
Finders keepers.
Yes, well, we seem to have found it, so that means we get to keep it.
Well, we found it
Just like
first,
that's
though.
Actually, I believe we found it when it was on the road.
Well, you lost it again, so we found it. Sorry.
How did you know that we lost it? Oh no.
I just told them.
Yeah.
Technically.
Like,
No, so okay. Ulrich is like, hey. No, I don't know what he says. Go ahead.
That usually means Ulrich says nothing.
Yeah.
So was it you that killed the men outside then? Conveniently leaving that swamp creature thing, I suppose.
You could say that.
Wait, what? Say that again?
So they murdered the people outside. And,
Oh, holy crap.
and are you the reason that he turned into a...
Can you imagine dying to a whole bunch of attacks of 1d1 damage each?
I mean,
that'd be
death
kind of
of a thousand
embarrassing.
cuts.
Ouch!
Oh, hey,
Don't
I have
think
second
I-
wind.
Yeah, you should use that.
Yeah. I was just
Well,
thinking, yeah, I'm kind of
okay.
afraid about that right now. How do I use second wind?
I think you just do it.
It's a dice roll, I think. Or no,
D10 or
wait.
something.
You get a certain amount of... I think you get a specific amount of health back, right? I don't know. Where's your ability? Oh, it doesn't actually say... Oh. 1d10 plus your fighter level.
Oh. So... I guess it's 1d10.
Yeah, I mean, so there's like a little bit of a standoff here because they're like, nope, that's our stuff. You get 2 health back.
Oh gosh.
Talk about second wind.
Well, why don't we have a contest for it since we both claim it that it's ours?
Make a persuasion check, Erastus. I think they're interested in that, possibly.
I
Oh
get it.
yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yes.
the male looks at you and like squints his eyes and he says, what kind of... That's too low. What am I doing?
What kind of contest?
Well, I'm not good at doing anything but stabbing things, I'm pretty sure.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, I don't think he's saying
Okay.
it.
We could have a contest where we try to see who's the tallest.
Magic weapon trivia.
That's
I
no
was gonna
fair.
say, Ulrich should just have like a history like trivia.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
don't, hold on.
Magic weapon trivia.
Hold on. Looking up how old sprites can be.
I feel like that's something they would agree to, though.
They can turn invisible? That's not cool.
Don't look up a bunch of things about sprites.
It doesn't say how long they live.
Well, now I know we're gonna fight some.
No, I just...
No, like the fact that Caleb doesn't want us to look up the stats.
I mean,
I
just
know, that's
I mean,
exactly why we're gonna fight
you just
some.
shouldn't because your characters wouldn't know this.
Yeah, I just want to know. Anyways.
I have a 2 in history, thanks. I ought to know everything, including how to pronounce everything.
What would you roll to do a riddle off? What would that be?
Oh my
Probably
God.
like intelligence checks.
Okay, that's definitely not what we're doing. Are you sure it wouldn't be insight to see what...
It would not be insight.
Okay, I don't want to do that then. Yeah, I think he just shrugs and he says, well, you managed to dispatch all those soldiers outside, and we managed to dispatch the creature. Why don't we just do a duel? It is, after all, what we're good at. Or, I mean, what I've...
Okay, hold up, though.
Okay.
We lost one of those soldiers, and they kicked their butts.
Yes,
So-
but they did it off screen, so...
Well, so this is the thing. So I mean, think the woman says,
That's no fun. We could just kill you guys whenever we want to. We literally have an army of plant monsters here.
Well, yes, but that's a battle, not a contest.
Ulrich is like, Erastus?
buddy, calm down.
It's not a duel if it's a battle. That's decidedly different things. That's why they have different words for them.
I want to do something more interesting, Nesta.
So the guy says to the girl, and I think the girl says back,
Well, you should think of something then, Sedwin.
If you want to do something more interesting, we'll blindfold each other and use our fists. I don't care.
How about magic weapon trivia?
you
Sorry, that
suggest
sounds like a
this?
terrible idea. These are sprites. They are
Which
magic.
means they're probably gonna pay more attention to what they're eating now than magic weapons they happen to come across in their lifetimes.
I have. What is wrong with me? Why can't I get this right?
I have come across plenty of magic weapons in my time. Thank you very much.
Alright? Name 3.
Excalibur, Robin Hood's bow, and
Oh.
And then he's I'm trying to think of another one.
yeah.
He would be able to name all 3. And then he says,
Robin Hood's bow doesn't have a name.
He's
No.
pretty recent. I'm actually surprised it's even magical.
and then he says,
and King Richard's crown. All magical. Pretty cool.
Yeah, but have you ever heard of the orc sword that uses kinetic energy fueled by anger?
No, I haven't.
make a persuasion check, Ulrich.
I feel like this might be a very interesting game.
Nope. So yeah, Nesta says the woman says,
That's not interesting enough. I want like riddles or something, not
Why
history.
don't we do a game of lies? I'll tell a lie. You tell me if I'm trying to think how this would actually work.
Well,
before I
you
say it
could
out
say like 2 truths and a lie, right? And try to guess
Right,
which one's the
yeah.
lie.
loud. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that will be an insight roll, and I'm actually decent at those.
Okay, all right, but you'd also have to use deception. So who's
I'm
good at
pretty sure
deception?
that's the same skill.
I'm not good at deception, and no, insight is
I have a
wisdom.
2 in
Deception
deception.
is charisma.
And so I think what
you're right.
Sedwin says is
Well, here, let's make this more interesting. There's 4 of you, and there's 4 of us. So how about each of us have a separate contest?
Auric looks around.
Just-
yeah, I mean, so you notice now that there's like a couple of other sprites
great.
chilling on top of like a big like clock,
I was wondering when they were going to.
and they just kind of like wave. Yeah, and one of them is kind of like big, like rotund, and it says,
Hey,
Alright. Here's what we're gonna do.
I call the fat one.
Wait a second. Just to double check, what does a tool proficiency grant you the requisite skills to use the tool?
Yes, that's what it is,
thing
yeah.
as well, okay. So like, if I have brewer's supplies, I could make beer, right?
"You could." Okay, so I think a thing is starting to develop here. So Sedwin, he's gonna want to challenge you, Ulrich, to a guess the magic item, right? Erastus, Nesta wants to challenge you to a game of 2 truths and a lie. I think we end up having like the fat sprite. Like I'm assuming Donan, you challenge him to who can brew the best beer,
I mean, it should be a drinking contest.
or a
there's
drinking
no way
one
he's
of
literally
those,
gonna
right?
handle it.
Oh my god.
Hang on, let me just double check that the my constitution is decent enough for that.
Your dwarf has to be decent, right?
I mean,
I feel like that would also be very unfair, though. I feel
yes,
like brewing the best
yes.
beer is a better.
possible because I have a dwarven resilience, which is saving throws.
Well, so
against poison.
the issue is he's literally like a foot tall. So like,
He's also a fae. It's
I mean,
right
yes,
better.
but like in terms of
No, this is fine. This is fair.
like who can
Alright.
brew the best beer.
It's a
We just
it's
have
like
to persuade
a
him. It's
ale
fair.
making. Not. It's like a drink mixing contest.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Because like we don't have time to brew a beer. That takes
Yeah.
too
Yeah,
much
yeah.
time. But like,
Yeah,
concocting-
go find the hops and yeah.
And then I was gonna say you should do hide and seek with Seek, but they can turn invisible.
my
so don't do that.
I mean, so that's the thing. I think so. Donan, how do you phrase that? Like,
You're so screwed.
how do you phrase that that contest to the fat one?
I mean, I think
whose
he's
name
just
is
like
Walter, by the way.
Walter.
Yeah,
I like
Walter.
that makes me
So
think of
is it like
With the G.
a combination of like Jeffrey and Walter?
It's like a combination of like Gawain and Walter, like Gowalter.
cool.
Gowalter.
But why Gawain? That's like it's already got the GW. You'd be like Go Walter or something like that.
Are you actually having this conversation with him?
Ask Donan. Of course he's having this conversation with him.
I'll have you know that my name goes back generations.
Well, my name was
My father had it, my grandfather had it, my great-grandmother had it.
My great grandmother, his name was Pete.
well, Walter. So, do you know your beers? Or do you know your ale, Walter?
He pats his stomach.
Do I?
Because I bet I can mix a better ale than you.
I bet you can't. I guess it's a contest then.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and so the last one, who is a
Shorty.
woman, wow, kind of like a goth looking sprite, named
What?
Lyneth.
Oh.
She has like
I
the
wanna
swoopy
compete
hair.
against that one. That's awesome.
She seems like uninterested in general in the whole concept. She just says,
So does Lisa.
right. She says,
This is boring. I don't want to do any of this.
Lisa nods. Me too.
And then, yeah, I think she looks at you and she's just like,
Do you want to just, like, bet on who wins?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fun to me.
Yes.
Wait, but how does this work? Because we have to win to find out who wins.
right.
Exactly. I'm gonna bet on you guys, and you
So-
have to do well in order for
I
me
guess
to
this
do
prevents us from tying. So. that's
So yeah,
fair.
what it's gonna be is whoever
Oh,
like
she's the-
bets on whoever wins the most bets, like on who wins, that's the winner of your guys' contest. So I mean, I think what we're gonna do is we'll take our first break here, right before we go into these, so we have a moment to kind of like figure out what this is gonna look like, and then we'll come back and have a contest with sprites when we return. So into
Definitely
this,
episode con-
super into this. So we'll be back with more Anno Domini right after this. Stick around.